A motorcycle is not just a machine, it's an emotion, it's an ambition, it's a livelihood. Join me in V Bharat Podcast. Back again. I am Nikhil G, Kamath, your host. And a bike on two wheels is also running a nation. Today, we're not just talking about a brand or a nostalgia. We're talking about bikes and scooters, an entire ecosystem around them, which helps the country move forward. India is not a car country, it's a two wheeler civilization. More than 20 million bikes are sold in India every year. And not only in India, the respect is that India also exports them to various countries across the world. For most Indians, the first choice has never been a car, it's always been a bike. For decades, we have moved away from those rugged two wheelers, those old scooters, to new ones. But let's get back in time when you had a Rajdoot, when you had a Bajaj Chetak. Probably our fathers rode it, not as an identity, but as a responsibility. Rajdoot, a Jandar Shavari, ek Shandar Savari. Some of you might require or remember those old ads. Rajdoots was loud, rugged, unapologetic. The Bajaj Chetak was calm, reliable, and family oriented. One carried the nation, one carried responsibility. They carried school bag, office files, grocery, sometimes even the entire family without any complaints. These machines just didn't move people, they moved entire aspirations. Indian companies stopped asking what we can copy and rather started questioning what we can create, what we can customize, and where we can compete. And there were born some of those legends. Indian bikes were made for the long days, for the long hauls, for the heavy weights, and for the bad roads. That's how legends were born. You had the Bajaj Platina, you had the Hero Splendor, and you had the TVS Star City. In fact, the owner of the studio, Piyush, with whom I'm shooting with, rides a TVS Ronin. Then there is Royal Enfield. Once outdated, now became a legend. Today a global lifestyle brand. How many of you remember the movie Zindagi Na Mile Dobara and the scene where Katrina Kaif rides on a Royal Enfield? That moment changed not just the perception of the bike, but dreams of a lot of women and girls who thought of riding on two wheels. Also to add to, Gul Panag, who's always been seen riding a Royal Enfield and two wheelers. This is where it brings the pride among not just among men, but also women riders who have started joining the gang. My cousin Girish rides a Himalayan, and that joy comes to him from his mom, who always expressed a desire that in her age she could not probably drive a bike. And there you have a son who now proudly rides something made in India, something for the Himalayan, something for the roads. Also about my friend Chirag. Chirag has taken a KTM bike from Guwahati to Bhutan, 18 days non-stop, the most rugged parts. And it's our pride to know that KTM is owned by Bajaj. The pride for me is that many Indians don't know that how Indian bikes have driven away most of the Chinese, European and Asian peers in the African markets. More than 50% of the bikes sold in Africa are Indian. And the leader among the entire gang is your Bajaj Boxer. Probably a bike not even seen on the Indian roads, but it's used in Africa as taxi to carry weights, to carry people to offices, homes, factories, everywhere. Many Africans start their day because of a Bajaj factory building those bikes in India. Their success story is because these bikes are trusted, reliable, and repair worthy. Probably not so as good as their Chinese counterparts or even European. Daily dignity powered by two wheels. Indian families also run on two wheels. Probably your mom, your sister, or anyone else in your family, where there is a TVS Jupiter, TVS Scooty, or a Hero Scooty. Many of these are used to run the errands, going to buy groceries, going to school, going to office. These are giving those silent power to those soft people in our houses who probably didn't think of stepping out. The future is electric, and India is not only designing, building, but making it for the environment around India. And these are, you have got Ather Energy, Hero Electric, Bajaj Chetak Electric, TVS iQube, and many more in the line. India just doesn't build bikes, it builds an ecosystem. These are not just going to power the future of Indian mobility, but also probably for the world. There are Indian helmet companies, Steelbird, Studs, Vega, who are creating the safety for the rider. And as the rule of the law says, next time you're on a two-wheeler, ensure you are having a helmet. Apart from this, there is Indian tire manufacturer, Indian accessories, Indian everything that is there to ensure that every ride makes it safe back home. Behind every safe ride, there is a worker, fitter, supplier, and probably a mechanic. And all these are also part of the entire Indian ecosystem. Royal Enfield rider groups build a community, the local mechanics build reliability. And the most important aspect, we see on a Republic Day, a stream of women as well as men from our armed forces proudly doing stunts on Indian bikes, reliable in front of foreign dignitaries and the rest of the world. That shows you that every time Indian Army has taken a front foot in delivering for the women and Indians that Indian bikes can actually be compatible, reliable, and also be used for various purposes that are beyond the norms. That is confidence. Nationalism is not noise. Nationalism is capability. Pride comes with responsibility. Helmets matter, certified gears matter, traffic rules matter. The goal of every ride is simple: come back home safely. When you choose an Indian two-wheeler, you're not just buying a two-wheeler, you're supporting a factory worker, a fitter, a supplier, a showroom employee, and a mechanic, and many more such people. So next time, when you think of buying a two-wheeler, think about the Indian brands, think about the story, and think about millions of people that you can end up impacting. If we want India to build for the world, we must start buying what India builds at home. Next time when you think of buying a two-wheeler, think about the hands that it supports, the livelihoods, the ecosystem, and you're not just riding a two-wheeler, you're riding India's future. This podcast is available in Hindi, English, and Marathi. Thank you for joining me in this podcast, and I look forward to your support. Don't just be a follower, also be my follower. If you're riding a two-wheeler, if you're riding a scooter which is made in India, send me your photos along with that. And if you have any ideas on various such Indian companies, Indian brands, or Indian segments, do write into me, do put into a chat box. I will definitely make it a point to mention you. Thank you.